Welcome to Rubber Duck Engineering.
We do need some theme music, I think, Dr. Barth. Happy Thursday! How you doing?
I'm doing well.
I saw on the Twitterverse that your work life is more public now or something.
Yeah, it's exciting. We had a blog post, and I made a tweet, and people liked it, and good times.
You made a tweet?
Commented on Hacker News.
Good times?
Got my internet points or something.
The internet points. We all need more internet points. So if you haven't tuned in before, Adam and I make mischief of one kind or another. I've been reading too many children's books. Every Thursday night. And recently we've been stumbling our way through hour 8 or whatever of Unity. We made a cube last week. It was really it was something.
We spent half an hour making a cube.
So it turns out, maybe I should explain this when we actually get to it, but it turns out that our efforts were worth it.
Really?
Yeah. Because go ahead, sorry.
Well, I think we just, for people who watched last time, so we kept trying to make the cube in code, and we eventually kind of gave up and made it in the editor. And then as soon as we turned off the cameras and went back into the green room, we just couldn't let the problem go. And we did figure it out. There's this great expression in French, which I will not even attempt to reproduce in French, which is the wit of the staircase. It's like, it's this experience where as soon as you leave the situation, you think of the perfect thing that you should have said.
Yes. The wit of the staircase. That's good. I feel like that was high school for me. The wit of the staircase. Thankfully, adults are less requiring of the wit of the staircase. Anyways, whatever. So yes, we figured it out. It took us like 30 seconds more or something. But we can go to CodeTown here. Actually, I forgot to start the sharing of the screen. So.
Yeah, so the basic concept that we were missing is, well, the way we figured it out is we went one at a time in the editor and put each line of code, and we learned that the front-facing side of the plane, well, I forget what color it was, but it was like the blue arrow. And what we actually needed to do was the yellow arrow or something. So after we did the lookup operation, or the look at operation to make the plane look at the center, then we need to rotate 90 degrees. And by combining those operations in separate steps, then we were able to actually construct the cube.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so why this turns out to actually matter is that, so I was talking with a friend who has actually done significantly more Unity than I have. And he was telling us that really we just wanted a cube with the normals pointing in, and we potentially could have modified the mesh of the cube to do that. But he said that what we did was probably actually better because we probably don't want a thin-walled cube for what we're doing.
What do we want?
The physics engine is going to get sad at us when we get our balls going at higher speed.
Oh, they're trying to just fly through the wall and be like.
It's going to do better if we have if we actually have solid things. He also said the planes in Unities are kind of weird, and he never uses them. We could have used a quad instead. That would have made slightly more sense. I wouldn't have had the 5x multiplier. We should just get to the CodeTown here, and we can show. But okay, I was actually finishing setting us up.
Okay, so maybe we should share the concept of what we're working on. So the concept is we have this world where there are all these balls that are bouncing around, and the concept is the balls are going to interact with each other in some interesting way when they collide.
Yep. So last week we built a cube, programmatically, and we turned off or we turned up bounciness so that it's 1, and we noticed that it was actually adding energy to the system, which we can fix later. And so we have a bouncing ball now. So I don't think we need to make the walls thick yet. I think that's an easy fix later when we start seeing balls escape.
Oh, I think it'd be totally awesome to see the balls flying out and be like, okay, now we got to fix that.
I think what I'd want to do next is add add at least a second ball or a couple balls. Maybe turn off gravity.
Yeah, why don't we turn off gravity, and why don't we maybe tell the ball to start going in a random direction?
I think that's an excellent idea. So if we take our sphere, which we're going to end up needing to turn into we just tell it to stop using gravity. And then when we're going to need a sphere spawner or something like that. That probably goes in the Thunderdome. Oh, is this our manual Thunderdome versus the scripted one?
I think we deleted the manual Thunderdome in the green room after the show last time.
We did not delete the manual Thunderdome.
Oh, so we have two cubes?
I don't think we can delete the manual Thunderdome. Is that a terrible idea? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so let me turn back on. Whoa, why did the Thunderdome come to be? Did I do it while it was playing?
I think you
Watch
did.
me have done that. Okay.
Cool. Now the Thunderdome spawns.
All right, let's use our rename fanciness Thunderdome. Okay. It's really a Thunder Cube, but
Thunder Cube.
So in the Thunder Cube, somebody needs to spawn this.
Oh, we should say hello to Hal 9000 who's in the chat.
Oh, the Hal 9000. Hey, Hal 9000. Nice to see you too. Thank you, because it's hard for me to see chat with my current video setup. Okay, so we're gonna spawn some more spheres.
Sure. I think right now, because they don't react to gravity, they're all just going to sit there, but that's cool. We can stack up a bunch of...
Well, we can give them some initial velocity. We learned how to do that in our last time, right?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. From the spawner to do that.
Spawner. I think we can just add the spawner to the Thunder Cube. This is another thing that I've seen in Unity patterns, is that they love, at least the tutorials I'm watching, they love just writing 8 separate scripts and all attaching them to the same game object.
Oh, that makes total sense.
Because you just have 8, then you have 8 separate things that you're doing, and then you can attach them to other things if you want. It's very compositional. I think that's the right word for this.
Yeah, I had like a total like fixed mindset where I was thinking one object, one script, but yeah, it totally makes sense.
Okay. So
can you embiggen it a little bit? It's a little bit
difficult. Oh, that's right. I need to tell the display to be 150. Sorry, I only did half my nightly setup, I guess. And now if we go back to this, how are we doing? Is that better?
Much better. Hal has some suggestions on the chat if you want to project them.
Yes, they should totally. Thunder should spawn the balls. Oh, as in like using a sound?
Like a lightning strike.
Yes. Oh, I definitely think we should make some beautiful physics here.
We'll work up to that. Let's start basic here.
I mean, I will say we did get a cube last time, so Thunder is totally within realm for this realm.
The productivity per episode is unmatched.
It was a procedurally generated cube too. Okay, so on start, we should have like a spawn sphere.
We totally need like one of these cool game object things.
Yeah, like a prefab kind of thing.
Yeah.
We need instantiate. Okay, and then what else? Here, you can do some typing while I wire it up.
Location, I guess, is the next argument. I don't have the autocomplete, so a little bit.
Oh, we should fix your autocomplete after this. But all right, so I'm going to take our sphere and put it in our prefabs. And delete it from our scene. I'm going to tell our Thunder. Oh, it has not correctly compiled yet, so we can't. Oh, we need our like random angle. So one way to get random angle is there's a random. Oh, I guess that's fine. Actually, we don't have to angle the thing.
Right, we have to do this impulse thing, right? All get component, the rigid body.
I just remember this random dot. Whoops. Oh, sorry. My undoes your typing.
That's fascinating.
That seems a little odd. Random dot inside unit circle. Inside unit sphere. That sounds really weird. Why do we ever want that? No, we want. Oh, we want inside.
We want a unit sphere, right? Because we want to go in all three directions.
Sorry, somehow I read sphere as cube in my brain, and I was like, why would you ever want in? What is a unit cube even?
That's cool.
So this will give you a vector 3. Then you can multiply.
Yeah, so we want to say like add force this. But
like a range. Float min start speed, or we can just do float start speed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, non-invocable cannot be. Oh, it's just like a getter that returns a random thing?
I believe it's a getter.
Whoa, that's so weird. So you like get it over and over again, it just like.
Mm-hmm. It's a little weird because it doesn't appear to be on the random instance object. You can only get it statically, which means you can't seed it. So I think this is just some like old thing that they decided was a bad idea, but it's cute and convenient.
So this thing could return 0?
What could?
Like inside the random sphere, like to me, I would think that it could return.
Yeah, you really want it like on the surface of the sphere.
Yeah.
On unit sphere.
Oh, cool. That looks like an event, doesn't it? Like just based on. I'm sure it's not, but it's interesting. I guess you're supposed to know that the camel, the O is small, so therefore it can't be a function because then the camels would be tall.
Yeah, it's just a getter.
Yeah, it's just an interesting like name collision.
Well, what's it called? C# seems very of many minds about its naming conventions, but maybe that's just my brain has not wrapped my. So this is a.
I feel like we're getting like infinitesimally better at Unity because we struggled a long time in the Breakout game with something that this would have solved it for us, right?
Yeah.
When we were trying to like.
Well, this also came from me watching 20 hours of tutorials after we did Breakout, to the point where I could no longer even work on Breakout. Okay.
Anyway, this looks cool.
So we're gonna spawn ball. Oh, let's just do 2.
Okay.
I mean, we kind of want to spawn them on a delay or something like that, but whatever.
We'll start here. Do we need to spawn them at a random location? Because it feels like they're going to spawn right on top of each other and like be colliding immediately.
Let's just try it and see.
Okay.
I really honestly don't know. Why not?
Oh, there's
an it's because I hooked up this thing.
Also, we should probably give it a non-zero speed. 10.
No idea if 10 is a good idea. That's probably actually huge. Right, because that should be 10 per second. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. Well, if they fly out to space, that'll be amusing. Oh, no, that was cool.
It's a little odd, that, like the way that we're seeing it, but yeah, this kind of works. This is supposed to be...
I feel like
maybe not ISO?
Maybe not ISO. I feel like they're very axis aligned.
What do you mean? Well, also, why is this one slowing down? I don't want a random speed. Do we start on a random speed? Why is this one so slow?
I think it's maybe just the angle, like it's mostly moving in the plane of the camera. Like if you try rotating around the green axis. Yeah, I think
I see.
Just the dot product of its motion vector with your camera vector was pretty small.
Okay.
That was cool. I think we need way more. Like a for loop to make 100.
Sure. Well, so let's try that. Public float spawn.
Yeah.
Number. I also think, you know what we should do? We should. Okay, great. I also want to set up the camera to have a script on that.
Mm-hmm.
Pan or something. I don't know what the name of it should be. On the main camera.
That's cool. What can you do with a camera script?
Oh, what can't you do with a camera script? It's just another object in the scene. So what I wanted to do, sorry, I'm not using my words very well, am I? In update, I want to look at, how do I do this? Physics. Look. Remember how to do it? Is it vector 3? I want to look at, and then I want to move it to the right. So basically, I wanted to rotate around the scene so that we can like see it from all angles.
Oh, it was under the transform. I think could look at. I think.
Look at, yeah. Vector 3.0. I want transform dot translate. Vector 3 dot right. And rotation speed, something like that, right? Public float rotation speed equals 10. I'm lazy and don't want to set it in the editor.
Well, I think we want to flip those two options, right? We first want to move and then look back at them.
Yeah, you're right. We do. I think you're right. Yeah, you can delete all that.
Cool.
I know this works because I did this when I made a simulation of the moon for my kid, so I could explain to him. I may have said this on stream before, so that I could explain to him what the moon was. Because when you're a child looking up at this weird thing that sometimes looks like a circle and sometimes looks like a crescent, you're like, "What the heck is that?" It actually helped.
Whoa. That was awesome.
It was awesome, but
I think the rotation speed was way too high.
Well, but why is it going away?
Why don't we set it in the editor? Like, that's a good question. Maybe every step must be going away a little bit, right?
Well, is this the wrong order? Again, I totally did this on another.
Okay, well, let's try it the other way.
I can also just look at this thing, right? So if I pull up this, oh, did I screw us? Yeah, this is what I did.
Time delta.
Aha.
Uh-huh.
How do I go back? Did I just lose you from my editor?
Yeah, you totally lost me from the editor. That's cool.
And we are bounce. Lame. Okay, well, I'll send you the thing. I see. That's right, because we have to do time dot delta.
Delta time. Yeah.
Time times rotation speed. And rotation speed should be probably relatively small. I'll get you a link here shortly.
It's interesting that delta time is underlined. It must be sad somehow.
Yep, I understand. I'll send it to you in just a second.
Is delta time maybe big D or something?
Where is this thing?
Rotation time.
It's just all confused.
Oh, I see.
It does this every once in a while. I think that was not what I meant to do. Let me hide this for a second.
Don't want to leak the secret link. Otherwise, everyone on the internet could come and start editing the code live with you. And
send you this.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
And except that's link's about to go bad because I need to restart Visual Studio. Well, Visual Studio, it turns out
we are professional podcasters.
Oh, we are totally professional podcasters. So I happened to work with a team who builds an IntelliSense-like thing. And I was saying to them how much more robust their thing seemed than IntelliSense, at least as I've been using it. And they were like, how is that possible? IntelliSense is like the gold standard. Well, it turns out, at least in my setup, it is not stable.
This is to be in the category of like never meet your heroes. Like,
yeah, I think we just have such a different perspective on, like the magic boxes that are computers because we work on them all the time.
I feel like I so often work with code or systems that are just totally broken. And so it's always amazing to me when I use a product made by another company or another thing and it actually works. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, so theoretically this works now.
Sure, let's try it. We need to set the rotation speed in the editor, but
Sure. Okay, so if we go to our main camera and set our rotation speed, not to 10, maybe like 2. We go.
okay.
What happened? Why did they not spawn?
That's a good question.
What happened to our spawners?
Maybe my loop was wrong.
Oh, spawn number I bet is 0. Thundercube. Spawn number
100.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we successfully made them leak.
Okay.
That's kind of cool looking, though.
Why do they go so fast and now they're sort of slowing down? It's interesting.
I have no idea why they're losing energy like
Can we try it again? Because it felt like at the beginning they were going super duper fast.
Well, I think the fast ones may have escaped, and we may have like called the herd just to the slow ones.
I see. Okay, that makes sense. I think we should spawn them at random locations. I think they're really all spawning on top of each other and like super colliding.
That also could be true. It's like the Big Bang.
Yes, exactly like the Big Bang. all of the matter and energy in the universe is just concentrated right
and it all appears at the same time. Okay, so you're saying we need to spawn them in a random location. That makes sense.
Is there like a vector 3 like in unit cube?
I'm sure there is.
I mean, it's on random maybe.
Well, but I mean, we can get it random. That's not a problem. The question is, this thing, does the spawner know how big the Thunderdome is?
We can just tell it, like, what is the radius?
I see.
Spawn radius.
Public float spawn radius.
Yeah.
Okay. So then in vector 3 spawn location is equal to random dot inside unit sphere times spawn radius.
Yeah. Was it
We're really leaning on these random helpers. Go ahead, sorry.
Could we do it in the unit cube? Was that an option, or?
I don't think there is a unit cube. Like, that's what I was saying before. As I read unit sphere as unit cube, I was like, what does that even mean?
Oh, gotcha.
Like, what's the rotation of a unit cube? Is it axis aligned? I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could just generate each coordinate separately, and that would do it. But this is cool. I think in the sphere anyway.
Oh, we could totally generate, but I think inside unit sphere should do it.
Yep.
Okay, so
all right, they're still super exploding, but we need to set the radius. The radius is probably 0.
Of this thing, spawn radius, yeah. So I think I don't remember how big our thing is. Okay, that's better.
Yeah, that seems way better behaved.
Okay, so now what I want to do, this is where we're getting to the actual interesting. I want to count up how many collisions each has per second and change their color.
Okay, like they can get really hot and turn red or something.
Yeah, I think we were inspired of this by the Game of Life, right? And so in Game of Life, you get a number, which is like your neighbors, right? I was trying to replace neighbors with collision count over a period of time.
Oh, look,
we're losing energy in the system.
We're losing energy. They're sort of collecting in the corners of the cube. It's sort of interesting.
That makes no sense.
I think the physics engine in this game is not doesn't conserve a lot of quantities that normal physics conserves. But yeah.
Are we gonna make our own physics again?
No. this is Eric's sad face. No, let's keep going. I think I like your idea of.
Let's say that for episode 3 at least.
Episode 3, a new physics. No, that's cool. So yeah. So let's count up the collisions per time and change color. I think that's a great idea.
Oh God, it really is bothering me that they're collecting in the corner. But I'm going to take a deep breath.
They're all sad. They go to the corner of shame. What's that movie where they keep saying like nobody puts baby in a corner? Is it
Oh
like
yeah,
Dirty Dancing or something?
it is Dirty Dancing. It's a great line too. And I didn't understand the context. I didn't know where that was from or the context of it until I don't know, I somehow saw that on YouTube or whatever. Okay, so I don't know what we should call this, but we'll call it sphere for now. Or ball. It's probably not the right thing. But this is like the collision counter. We're going to need to add it to prefabs.
This is like a drag and drop puzzle. How do we get both things on screen at the same time so that we can drag and drop them?
We can do it. I have the technology.
What? Uh-oh. Do you have to go like on top of the button? Is that how it works?
I think I just needed to not drag it onto the disclosure triangle or whatever I did here. All right, so we have ball script.
Cool.
All right, so in this thing, so how do we want to count?
I guess we could.
We just reset it every second. Like for every collision we count. When do we reset the timer?
You're sort of jumping to an assumption about a timer.
Timers are very easy. Those you just do an update. You just update calls you and you.
Well, I think the simplest thing to do to start with would just be to remember the time of the last collision, and then whenever you get a collision, look at how long it's been, and then set the color based on that.
Whenever you get a collision, well, but that won't count. Like, say you're getting 4 collisions a second, or 4 collisions every 5 seconds.
Right. So then the time between collisions will be small.
But if you happen to get 2 collisions in a row, I don't want you to go all the way to purple, or whatever the 5 collision number is. I want you to.
So you want to do some sort of averaging, so you can keep track of the last 5 collisions, and then see how long the average time was, or something.
Oh, interesting. That could be kind of cool. And the other question is, do you want to animate between colors, or do you just want to snap them? But yeah, that's fine. We could keep track of the last 5 collisions.
I think we should start simple. We can iterate towards fancy animations as we go.
Yeah, sure. The animation part is easy. At least I think it's easy. Okay, tracking 5 collisions seems a little. Maybe we should just start simple. Of like, if it ever collides with another ball, we change its color.
Okay, or we could just count the collisions we've ever had, and like have a series of colors that we go through.
Sure. Collision count equals 0, and then we need. Remember what it's called on collision?
I think so. I think you get a collider as an argument. I can look it up if you want me to look it up. On collision, enter.
Okay, on collision, enter. Yep. So on this thing, we just want to do collision count plus. Right, and then on update, we want to just set the material. So we want to do get component renderer. Material, right? Color. That's our thing that we're going to set. And we're going to figure out what our color is based on our collision count. So if collision count is less than 1, color is equal to color.red. And if else, we want color.blue. Just sort of trying to prove that this works at all.
I'm going to cache the renderer because
that's fine.
Like this caused some horrible bug for us last time we tried this, and then we spent forever trying to debug it, but we can try it.
Oh, really? So there's this other thing is that if we ever run things in the editor, you're only allowed to touch the shared things, which makes things a little weird because otherwise you leak renderers or whatever.
Yeah, I remember we hit that before.
But we're not doing anything fancy editing.
This thing is mad. Is it mad for you? No, it's not mad for you. Okay.
It loves me. It really bothers me I have to go edit my OmniSharp editor settings, like globally or whatever, to get rid of this. Like,
You want that
why
on the
is it?
same line?
It should be on the same line. All the tutorials I watch have it on the same line, but the OmniSharp defaults are wrong.
So is it really the right pattern to just keep assigning the color every update? That's how it rolls?
I
Like, it
think
doesn't.
so.
Okay, I'm so used to like UI toolkits where dirty tracking is a huge part of things. You're trying to minimize work.
Maybe when on collision editor, what does that mean? Did I do it wrong?
Was it mad? What did it say?
Script error. Message parameter has to be of type collision.
You're pressing collider, not collision. Oh, the collision gives you a bunch of colliders, all the things that you collided with.
Okay. It's neat that it gave me an error. It's a little odd that it only gives me it here and not.
Well, this is this funny thing where we're not actually overriding something. This is some kind of more advanced. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
They all turned blue. That was cool.
Yeah. Okay, so now I want to do it based on time. And then eventually I want them to kind of cool off with some lerping, you know.
I see. So maybe you just want to say, like, what was the time of the last collision? And then we'll say if the last collision was less than n time ago, then you're red. Otherwise, you go blue or whatever, or whichever color.
Yeah, eventually I want to count more than one collision, but we can do that. Let's start that. Float. Last collision.
Oh, time is a float? Oh, boy.
It's seconds.
Okay.
Time is a float. Everything is a float in Unity. They don't ever double.
I had such pain for floating point time at one point.
I hear you, but like...
Yeah. It just hit me right in the heart. I was like...
Okay, so
last collision time, is there like a time dot like now?
There's just time.time. That is the time, the total time. That's since the game was started. There's scene time or local time or something, which is like since the scene was loaded.
You want like time minus time minus last collision time is less than pull off.
Well, we also need a time as to how long cool down time. So it's like
cool down
2 seconds, right?
It's a duration then, not a time.
Says the man who is written in the base library. Somebody tweeted me on Twitter, or was tweeting on Twitter about WTF was the WebKit one, and the one in Flutter is something like FML or something like that.
That was Chinman, yeah.
And they were asking like what that meant, and I was like, I don't remember, but there's a long history of crazy names for these things, and I listed WTF.
The Flutter one is the Flutter meta library.
Oh, the Flutter meta library.
Something like that.
They were assuming less kind reading.
What? Do they think the WebKit template foundation also?
WebKit template framework, please.
Framework. Sorry. I never knew it was actually called.
Well, everything's a framework, at Apple. So that's how we rolled.
WTF kit.
WTF kit, yeah.
.com.
Version A.
So 2 seconds is like way long, by the way.
Okay, so let's make it 1 second. Or half a second.
We should do it in the editor. You told me we should totally do all these things in the editor.
We should do it in the editor, but like, I still, my passport still says CodeTown on it. I haven't gotten my editor green card yet.
I like how we're fleshing out the conceptual universe of the show. We have the Code Machine and we have CodeTown. Is the Code Machine in CodeTown? Is that how this works?
I don't know.
No, I think the Code Machine takes us to CodeTown. Just like a time machine.
Vehicle.
Yeah, like a time machine would take you to a different time. The Code Machine takes you to CodeTown.
Okay. So I want this this is okay, but we'll run this, but I want it to do much better.
Oh,
I want to learn.
We could do much better.
Well, let's do this. Let's see them flash in and flash out. Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's not bad. Like there's something, but I want to LARP.
Okay, lerping. Like, okay, now I'm totally on board with updating it every update.
Right. So this is
Do they have an awesome like lerp machinery?
oh, everything's got a lerp. Not quite as everything as Flutter does, but just about everything has a lerp.
Yeah, we really went crazy in Flutter. Like
Flutter went to
everything.
the lerp first.
Like, okay, you can lerp your entire theme. Like, I never got to the point where you could like
God,
lerp a widget tree, but like, I really wanted to get there. It's like it's a highly nonlinear like tree matrix, and like somehow like interpolating it.
A few people in the Flutter world have figured out that you can lerp everything, but most do not understand the raw power. Okay, so so now we need to turn this into a 0 to 1 percentage based on cooldown, and my poor brain is cooling down because it's like 9 o'clock at night. So we need this to be math f dot clamp. I wonder if you do.
We just want to divide, right? Like.
Well, you can also just color.lerp is where we're going.
Okay.
Right, because we're just going to color the lerp. I don't know if float has to be clamped or not. It probably doesn't actually. So color.red, color.blue, and then we want.
I can just create the t value you want. What variable do they tend to use for this?
I don't know. Oh, but you've gone back to CodeTown. I guess we are in CodeTown. What t value? It's mathf, and there's a clamp 0 to 1, which is probably exactly what you want. But again, lerp probably clamps for you. I just don't know. It's mathf.
Why don't you fix that? And I'll research whether color lerp clamps.
My guess is
T is clamped between 0 and 1.
Yeah. So we actually don't need a clamp, right? We just simply do this. Yep. This is more how Unity rolls.
Oh, they don't go with these intermediate variables. Who use those?
They just, yeah. It's really weird, actually. Half of Unity is super low level, and it's like assumes that you're going to generate the UVs and the whatever, and then the other half is like, I'm going to use these super high level primitives to, well, super high level. They're not actually that high level.
Do we need to worry about the initialization state? I guess maybe we should initialize this to 0.
No, because in C# everything is initialized to 0.
Oh, okay.
I have learned that as well. What does Dart do? Does Dart initialize everything to 0? I think so.
To null, usually.
Oh, to null. I wonder what they initialize non-nullable types to now. That's only slightly better, though. Also, the colors are wrong. It should be... Oh, okay, maybe not. When they collide, they turn red briefly.
Yeah, I think we want to increase the cooldown duration. Yeah, because when they hit, they go red immediately, and then they cool down.
Well, thankfully, we can do that from our.
Oh, it's on the prefab.
Maybe you're not supposed to do that.
I have a different kind of like compulsion where I really want the numbers to be beautiful, and like, whoa, like 2.04 is not a beautiful number to me, but
okay.
I think we're seeing that as we're losing energy from the physics, we're getting more and more cool balls.
Okay. So it's good that we've like played with the colors, but I still want to count the number of collisions.
Okay.
Recent collisions. Well, okay. So what are we going to do with that? Right. So getting back to the game of life aspect of this.
So what I thought you were going you're going for, and you can correct me if I'm off base, is like, let's say you get 3 collisions within a certain period of time. You want to spawn a new ball.
or delete a ball or something like that, right?
Yeah, like if you get too many collisions, you want to die, but if you get exactly the right number, I see. That's why you want to go on like a tick, because you want to say like in this time period, like did I get 5 collisions, three collisions?
Well, we could also solve this physics problem pretty quickly. Of that, if you haven't collided with something in 5 seconds, you just despawn yourself. That also will solve the I escaped out of the ball.
Oh, okay. I'm in for that. So then you have a certain time to live, and maybe every time you collide, your time to live
Oh,
goes up.
interesting.
And then if you get a lot of collisions, then you get so alive that you multiply.
Oh, whoa, But that's sort of the wrong.
Well, it depends what behavior you want.
It's going to go infinite.
Well, there'll be like a critical point. There'll be like a like the critical mass where the thing either like goes nuclear or like goes to nothing.
Oh, I actually only want it to change when it collides with the balls. I see it's colliding with the edges here.
Okay.
Which is kind of a cool effect, but.
Well, why don't we fix that, since that's something that we can fix while we're mulling over the exact math we want.
I mean, that we just add a tag to the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And we say, this UI is a little janky. We have to go back to our sphere, which really I'm going to rename ball. And it's not tagged. Okay. So and then this thing, collision enter if collision dot game object dot tag not equal to ball return.
Okay.
Maybe the other better way. Maybe it's better to do it the other way. Okay. So
I think we want to do this time to live thing, where like if it's been too long, it gets lonely and dies.
Or maybe it like, but maybe if it dies, it should spawn a new one. No, we want to have the thing like grow and then.
I think we're fighting against the fact that it's running around in this cube. Like the thing about the game of life is each of the cells was acting this way, and the cells were sort of fixed in place, and the organism was kind of like moving around by lighting up and destroying various cells. So I think we haven't quite found the right analogy here.
Well, so we could do distance. I like the collision thing, though. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm just gonna maybe ask like what effect are you trying to go for? Like what is the emergent behavior? Do you have something in mind, or you just want to try some rules and see what behavior emerges?
The latter. I'm just interested to like play around. Well, yeah, I'm overthinking this. We should just be iterating and failing here.
Okay, so let's pick something and try it and fail and try it.
But I would like some sort of. I would like to end up with an emergent behavior that is cyclical or stable.
Okay.
Right.
So then let's have it have a certain time to live, which can be pretty long, like 10 seconds or something. And then if you get a lot of collisions in that period, you should die. And if you don't get very many collisions in that period, you should multiply. And that will drive it to some sort of equilibrium state.
And that will ignore the escaping. We'll solve those ones separately somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're just counting collisions?
Yes.
Okay, and so then if time dot, if we want time to live minus equals time dot delta time, if time to live is less than 0. Well, I mean, if we're really just destroying it, we could also just spawn it with a delayed destroy. Or are we trying to trigger something here?
Oh, well, we want to do some logic at that time, right? We want to say...
There may be a cute way to do that with delayed destroy too, but we can also just destroy. I don't know whether we need to destroy immediate or not, but we'll just say destroy.
Okay.
We now have a countdown timer on that. And then you also wanted to count collisions. Okay. And then you're saying if collision count is less than 10 or whatever.
Let's give it a name, right? It's the
It's some sort of parameter.
spawn threshold. If it's less than the spawn threshold, make 2 more balls.
Mm-hmm.
How do we make more balls? We're going to use our.
Oh, we have to tell the spawner. So we could use an event.
Yeah, why don't we use an event? Like, I'm so excited about events. Show me the magic of event.
Well, so what is the event? Are we telling it, like, is this logic? Maybe we're sending a death event with a collision count.
Okay. Or we could just send it in the event. Do you get an access to the object? In which case you could look at its state and decide what to do.
I think so, but you can pass. It's like system dot, we want static system dot event. Let's check the interwebs.
This is the example code. It said Unity event, my event.
Example event with arg Unity. Whoa, what the hell is a Unity event? What's the system.event? Maybe this is all newer than the tutorials that I've been watching, which are 5 years old.
Yeah, it looks like you want a Unity event. Looks like Unity event is a parameterized type, so you can take a Unity event int.
Let's tell it to me, man. Static Unity event.
I don't think it's static. It's a member. It's public.
Well, but we have to sign up for these, and we want to sign up statically because we don't want to sign up on each ball.
Oh.
Right, because the spawner wants to. I mean, I guess it could sign up on each ball, but why doesn't it just sign up for the ball death event?
So it's going to also need the location of the ball because I presume you want to spawn at that location.
That's fine. We can send whatever the heck we want in terms of parameters.
Right. So it's a vector 3 and what's on the int. Okay.
And this is ball death.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what
this thing
Unity event. How do we have to sign? How do we have to turn that?
Can we initialize a static like this?
So I've never used Unity event. We had a Unity engine.events. Oh, and this has add listener. What is the C# event? System events. I have to go look at the code that
what's in here. So I think this is just it. Is there more to it?
Well, it's going to be using Unity event.
It says events. Yeah. I just copy and paste. Easier than typing.
Okay. So this is a different kind of event than I've ever used. Can I create an abstract type interface?
Okay. So they made me do this.
This is all way more complicated than the system event thing that I was using.
Okay. Do you want to figure out?
I just can't remember the syntax. C#. It's called event.
why don't we run with this, and we can research offline the system event.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll figure it out. Okay. Ball at the event. Great. So we got to send one here.
I totally.
Oh, you did it. Oh, you're so good. Okay, so now how do we sign up for one in the spawner?
I think
you already done that.
In start, since it's a static. I haven't done one.
Well, like it's during spawn. Oh, I see. Just at the beginning, before we spawn all the balls, right?
Yeah, this is the syntax for signing up. So I guess we need the ball.death event.
Okay, and then we want on ball death. And what does it take?
It takes vector 3, which is the position, and an int, which is the collision count.
That's kind of cool. All right, so now we set rules.
All right, so I'm going to change this spawn ball to be
Take a position.
Take a position.
Okay, it's kind of cute. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we need some like ball parameters, right? Or should we just hard code it as we're playing with it?
Yeah. Well, if we do public, then we can like tweak it while we're in the game, which we haven't really done that, but I think that is.
Spawn threshold. I think the simplest one is if the collision count is less than the spawn threshold, then let's say spawn 2 balls. We could do the like.
I see. Yeah.
We could make that configurable too. Like.
Yeah, you're living the dream. Like I think this is where the whole Unity editor is actually nice. And I don't think you and I have like really experienced this a lot, but it's where you can play the game and then like tweak the things as you go.
Well, let's put if the collision count is less than the refresh, then we produce that many balls. What if you want something like jitter, like maybe plus an inside unit sphere, like produce radius.
Sure. Well, that might end up throwing you outside.
That's cool. Is that bad?
Well, with the way things are currently coded, if you ever get outside, you will now start to produce children that are outside. But
that's true. You might go crazy. The whole universe will fill with balls. It'll be amazing.
Yeah. It will be amazing.
But so maybe we should, let's try this and let's turn the spawn number down, because we could start out sort of under equilibrium and it should rise up to equilibrium. Oh, I lost the connection. Did you freeze, Eric?
We did lose the connection, but I believe we're back.
Okay, great.
Can you? I can hear you.
Awesome. Yeah, I can see you too.
Okay. My internet has been coming and going because
reasons.
I live in the most connected part of the world, and that's not true at all. But I live in a horribly connected part of Silicon Valley, which is amazing. Okay, so spawn number, start speed, reproduce threshold. 3.
Sure.
Reproduce number. Is this how many times it like multiplies itself?
Yeah, like 3. I don't know. 2.
Sure.
2 is too small. Come on, man. Let's do 3.
All right, let's see it. We need to change it up from 10 seconds. Like these things should be.
Okay, change it up.
Shorter lived than that. Well, if we don't maximize it, I think we can.
I think it's on the ball. I think.
No, I think we just hard coded it because we went to code down. Time to live. None of it should be on the ball itself, by the way, because it should all end up on the spawner.
Okay.
Right?
It feels like a parameter of the spawner. Like it should spawn it with a certain time to live.
So like this should be, I mean, this can be here. Is it even a public? Like, how does this?
Yeah, I think you instantiate the ball, then you get its ball script, and you set the value of the time to live.
And then, okay. Whatever this cooldown duration is, like these should both go into.
I mean, the cooldown duration is just an internal concept of the ball, right? That's just its animation properties. It's not a question of life and death, which the spawner seems to be in control of.
Okay, so I'm set. The spawner's gonna do it. Response the ball. It's gonna do ball that time check. We're kind of running out here. Ball time to live is equal to time to live, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Why don't you set that to something really short, since we wanted to see it go crazy?
Where was that?
It's on the spawner.
Oh, why are all these balls out here?
Because we just spawn them in the top level thing. We can spawn them in the Thunderdome if you want.
Well, we need some ball container, but we'll do that later.
Thunder Cube.
Right. Whoa, I see once they shoot off, right? Do you see one shoot off?
Well,
Oh my
it's
goodness.
working.
Look at it go. Unity's going to crash. Oh my God, the swarm of balls.
This is perfect. I love it. We need to think of like if you're
my graphics card.
If you're outside of the Thunder Cube, like you just gotta die. Like boom.
Yeah, it's like
No, it's cool. Let's run it one more time for posterity, and then like declare victory on this episode because I love it.
because
I like the
the
fact-
goo escaped the Thunderdome.
Yes, I love the concept that all of our episodes end on like some horrible disaster.
It is keeping with the.
I don't like the fact that they're all synchronized. We should add some jitter to their either creation time or something, but like, because it feels like they're going in like a pop.
Oh,
Yeah, they're reaching some equilibrium. Except
great.
for that,
Whoa! Oh, I see. The jitter is to the death thing. Yeah,
yeah.
it does make it feel janky.
The ones that are in the Thunder Cube are reaching equilibrium. The ones outside the Thunder Cube are just reproducing to fill up the entire universe and
They
destroying.
never collide with anything.
I love it. This is great, Eric.
The Grey Goo episode.
The Grey Goo like escaped the Thunderdome disaster. It's just it's perfect.
Well, any further words for our intrepid internet?
Oh, we got a comment on the last video that to explore the Godot game engine.
It's true.
We should totally do that, but I'm having a lot of fun with the Grey Goo. I think we have our work cut out for us next episode, but maybe the next project we'll try Godot.
Well, I think some of it is like, I don't know that I'm really in Unity to like make the perfect game. Like I don't have a lot of aspirations to be like a super amazing game dev. I mean, maybe you do. It's more just it's stimulation. Like I'm trying to learn things, and Unity is hard and maybe janky, but I'm learning.
No, I enjoyed like understanding the conventions and the thought process that went into the tool. Like that. That's really what I'm enjoying about this.
Yeah. Anyways, you have a wonderful week. We'll be back next Thursday.
Sounds great. See you next week.
Take care.